Hello, welcome to this video. So in today's video, we are building an invoice generator app as a SaaS using Next.js 13. So this is going to be a series. I don't know how many episodes, but we are going to give ourselves a challenge of building an invoice generator app as a SaaS, and we are going to use Next.js 13. Okay, and very many other technologies that you're going to be looking to achieve this task. It will be some series, and so let's look at the functionalities that we are going to put into this app. Okay, so building SaaS projects, it has always been one thing I like most, and that's why I joined web development and even software at large. I like building things. Okay, so if you have seen things like Zoho, you have seen that these guys, they have thousands of apps that they have built, and I've always been really so much inspired by these guys at Zoho. They have more than, I think, 50 apps or even 100 apps that they have built, and most of them, others are free, others are paid. They are really doing a good job, and it is one thing that really captures my attention, and I feel like we can rebuild most of their apps using these technologies here. So we are going to look at building an invoice generator app in this series, and we'll try to use Next.js 13 and other stacks that we are going to be using them, like MongoDB, Prisma, Nextauth, and so many others. Okay, so I'm just going to walk through of what I think is going to be our process. Okay, when you are building by the way, those ones who don't know SaaS, the word SaaS means software as a service. Okay, and I think now, after we have learned all these next concepts, the next big thing that we are going to be looking at on this channel is building SaaS projects, more especially clones and more SaaS projects. So if you have any project you have in mind or you think in mind, you can always comment it in the comment section, and we can always work on that project. But in this particular one, we are going to be building our invoice generator app. Okay, so we are going to have a lot of tasks, and I felt like if you are going to build a project like this one, really you need some sort of a task management tool. I've always been using like my Figma files, but you know, you can just keep using your Figma file or a PowerPoint file. You know, like, don't complicate when you're going to build a project. Make some preparations, but don't complicate to the extent that you stop yourself from moving forward. So whether you write them on the paper, or you write them in a PowerPoint or Microsoft Word, or you use a Figma file like this one, it doesn't matter really, because what matters is that you're going to keep yourself doing that project until it is done. Okay, but you know, you can use things like Trello. Okay, so I was just trying out, there is Trello, there is Notion. I always also use Notion, so you can just create an account on Trello. They have a free version. Just go and create an account, and then you can just come on this plus and create a board. Now these boards, you can organize your app in terms of where you have reached and what you are planning. You can even add a card on brainstorming, you know, putting ideas around. It doesn't matter. So for instance, we have a lot of things we are going to do, and we can just outline them here. For instance, we have to build the landing page for this invoice generator app. So it is good that for every SaaS you build a simple landing page, maybe explaining a step by step how to do it, or blah blah. At least you need a landing page. Another one we are going to have is, of course, we'll have the authentication. Okay, we'll have authentication where we have the login register. Okay, so we'll have also the login login register this, and then we can also look at the invoice itself. So we are going to design the invoice. Okay, so we design the invoice, and more especially you have the invoice form itself. Okay, you have the invoice form itself, and then you have also the preview. So here in designing the invoice, so we can just actually look at this designing the invoice. So designing the invoice here is in two parts. Okay, so here you can just put preview. So you have the preview and actually the form. Okay, so you have the preview and the form, preview and the form. So these are the forms of designing. We have to have the preview and the form itself, and then after this we have this, then we have to add functionalities. Okay, so we have to work on invoice functionalities. Okay, and these invoice functionalities, we can look at for instance, someone should be able to to print. Okay, someone should be able to preview. Okay, so they can print, they can download. Okay, they can send using an email, and they can also go ahead and, so I've seen preview, print, download, send. They can also save online, so like it remains there. In the future they can revisit it. So you can see we have these to work on these invoice functionalities that we are going to be looking at. So you have all these functionalities that we are going to look at, and I think these are the most important ones. Okay, so you can see these are some of the tasks. So of course you can go ahead and you add like the pricing plans. You can just add pricing plans, like to have maybe 10 for free, blah blah. You can add that. So just look at something, really building something that is tangible and something you can really put on your portfolio, or you can actually just implement this at your current job. I've always told most of my students to be proactive. Just be creative in everything you are doing. If you are at a job and you are looking at something like this, they always making invoices. Tracking invoices is hard and all kind of stuff. So we'll be looking at things like this. Okay, so we start with a landing page, and in the landing page, let's just go inside here and just add some things in the landing page. So in the landing page, we have really something like this is where we are going to work on things like the design. So we are going to design the landing page. So here I'm just going to say landing page. Okay, and landing page, we are going to look at something like we'll design. So we use Next.js here. So we're going to use Next.js, Tailwind. Okay, we'll use also Tailwind. We'll use many other tools. We're going to use also SaaS, for styling and all those kind of stuff. We would have used also Figma, but I'm not going to complicate this. I'm not going to complicate this, but at least on the landing page we have to, and it's going to be our first thing we are going to work on in this video. Actually, in this very video, I'm going to work on the landing page. Okay, so I've been looking at some designs. You can just move around if you really see like the these guys of Zoho, if you look maybe at the landing page, I'm not sure if you go like for instance on Invoice, if they have a nice so like you can see here they have these this here the landing page for this particular service. You see like Zoho.com, then you have like Invoice, and I think this is really nice putting them onto this. Okay, so you can just see that you can go and create this amazing landing page. Okay, you can just go and create a nice landing page like this one. Okay, we might just not create a very complicated complicated one like this one or something. The one I was looking at, maybe a simple one or something like this. Okay, we have our logo and maybe a few links. Maybe here we can just put like the name, and then we put pricing. If you just look at theirs here, you have at least like have pricing, and you can put free, but of course I guess you can upgrade in the future. Yeah, and then you can also put the features. Someone can look at the features maybe, but the most important things is this. So we're going to create a simple one like this, and then we'll be building out more especially in the future. Okay, a simple one, and you're just going to take this approach just like this, and then we can just add like a process just like that, and then maybe you can add a photo of the invoice, how it looks like, and then we can just put the features, and you can see they have also here the pricing. They talk about it, only pay when you need the premium features. So you can see here they have all this. I like this. So just going to build out this this page here. Okay, we build out this page. We not just put all this stuff they have put down. Maybe we just stop here on the we just stop here where they have this this here. Yeah, I think we just stop onto this. Yeah, so that is what we are going to do in this video. We are going to work on the landing page. At least we have talked about the features of the we are going to build. We have a lot to do. I don't know if this will be like 4 episodes or 5 episodes, I don't know, but we just work on to this. Okay, so whenever we start on something, we can just drag it in progress just like that. So we'll start with landing page. So when we finish the landing page, we put it like in completed, but right now let's drop it in progress. So the first thing, just create a next app, so of which I've already created. And by the way, we moved to Next.js 13.5. okay, that's a lot of new features, faster loading, hot loading, and all kind of stuff. So I've created using next npx create next app. So just create your app, and I haven't done really anything. If you just look at the starter project, this is what you have after building a new app like this. Okay, so I'm just going to go into the terminal here, install some simple things. I'm just going to start with npm install SaaS. So I always use SaaS for styling, and I think it is a good thing. You can always use Tailwind. Sometimes Tailwind does not do everything, or sometimes they can complicate something. For instance, if you are adding background images or something, you may find something you might just want to customize. Okay, so just go ahead and install SaaS, and after installing SaaS, we can now modify our global.css CSS. Instead of using this, I'm just going to go outside here and create a new directory called styles. In my projects, you have seen that workflow. I always call styles here outside, and then into this I can either drag this into styles. You can just drag this into styles, and then you can rename this into So just rename this into main. Okay, main.scss, as simple as that. So you can just name this into main.scss, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove all this. Okay, you can just go ahead and remove all these styles, just leave only these ones for tailwind. Okay, so that one is done, and then I'm just going to go in my layout. So instead of this, so you can just simply remove this, put dot, and then put a slash, and if this doesn't load, just simply put styles, and then inside the styles you have main.scss. So now we are linking back to this, to our styles in our layout, and then in our page. So I'm just going to go in our page here, and you can just simply go and remove this main. Okay, and you can still put back maybe main, just like that, and let's put just h2 saying invoice generator. So just like that, you will have this everything working, and you can see you have invoice generator here. Okay, so this is cool. This is cool. So let's just put this aside. So just like this. So just going to really have three things: the logo, and then we have in the middle like 2 or 3 links, and then on the right we'll have these to login and register. Only that as the header. That is the only thing that we are going to have. Okay, so we can just go ahead and start by that. So just go onto this. You can just simply go onto this, create a new directory components. So just create components. Okay, components. Okay, and in this component we are going to start with the nav bar. That is the simplest one, nav bar dot jsx. Okay, and then just say rfc, and then inside here just simply put h2 of nav bar, just like that. So we have the nav bar here, and then we can just now bring this nav bar into the layout. Okay, you can just go ahead and bring this nav bar into the layout. So just go in the app, layout, and then in the layout here below the body here. Okay, so inside the body here just put here nav bar. So I'm just going to say nav. Okay, nav bar, as simple as that. So we have nav bar brought in here. If we check now in our app, if we check here, you see we have nav bar there. Okay, and then the second one is the hero section, this section here. So just also create that one briefly. Just go in this and then just create a new one, which is hero.jsx, and then you say rfc, and then inside here let's just put h2 of hero section. Okay, and then if you just check that now, let's bring this hero section inside the page. So in the page, the first one will be the hero section. Okay, just bring in like that. Okay, so right now we have the hero section. So just quickly just work on to this. So first of all, you can see the background. I think this is going to be or the landing page. If you just plan to make other pages, but yes, you can see like the header is fixed. Okay, You can see the header itself is fixed, and we're also going to have the documentation. Let me just build out here the Tailwind documentation. Okay, just like that. Okay, yeah, so something so that we just be referencing just in case, for instance, you want say fixed. Okay, you can just say not just position. Maybe you just put here position. If you wanted to do like positioning elements, let's just click on position. There is this absolute, static, and all those kind of stuff, relative, offset, and fixed. So you can see here they have fixed position, while we're having like things like this. And you see the only thing is that the parent must have the relative, and then you can fix this. Okay, so that is the only thing. So you just can go inside the layout and to this body. So you could just give the class name to this body, and really that one I can just simply do it like here. So you can just say body position relative. Okay, so you can just give this position relative, and then you can also give min height. So min height 100% VH, as simple as that. So just put this, and you're just not having any much difference here. Okay, but this helps us to set this to position fixed. So let's start with that. So just go to the nav bar. So to the nav bar, let's start giving them the class names. I'm hoping the code at this point is viewable. Like I think it is viewable very well. Just in case you are not viewing it very well, you can just let me know. So this one, we can first give it the BG, and if you look at this background color they have here, just going to maintain this for purposes of not thinking so much. So you can just go on colors. Let's go on colors, customizing colors. So you can just say customizing colors, and you can just look at these colors here. So the color they have used, I think that is violet. I feel like it is maybe violet or indigo. So whatever we're just going to choose, we'll stick to that. Okay, so you can just choose. We can choose one. Okay, maybe let's go with violet. Okay, so I'm just going to use violet, maybe 700. So you can just say BG violet, and you can always get the auto completion. Okay, if you have Tailwind, so you can just put Tailwind IntelliSense. If you are at this point, you should have Tailwind IntelliSense extension to help you with this. So that is the first thing. 2, we are going to give it position fixed, and then we are going to say top. So you can just say top 0, maybe right 0, and I think you can also give it a width of full 100%. Okay, even if you just leave it at that. Top, then left, right 0, and if you give it width full, I think even if you don't give it left, but let's just give it left 0, and let's give it also maybe height. Since height, let's try, I don't know, we can just try to 3 rem. Top and bottom we can put maybe, let's try 2 rem. Okay, let's see what we have so far. Okay, that is what we have so far, and you can see that the hero section has disappeared. It is simply just behind there. Okay, so let's just increase the height. Okay, let's just increase height maybe to 14. I don't know if that is much. Yeah, I think that is okay. And let's give it flex. So you can just say flex item center. Okay, justify content space between. So just going to just say justify between. So you can just say always justify between, just like justify between, just like that. Justify between, and let's give padding. So for padding, so it's going to be px. So just try px about. Just try padding about maybe 8. Let's first look at 8. Okay. So you can see we have this item there. I think that is really, just try 16. Okay, just give enough one, and then inside here just going to give a link. So I'm just going to say link, and this is the next link, just like that. Inside here I'm just going to put the name of this, and we can just call it invoicer. Okay, maybe reinvoicer or something, just any name. We're just going to be, you can just use any brand name you want here. That is not a big deal. So here I'm just going to put href. Okay, so invoicer, and then in between I'm just going to put some links. So I'm just going to say nav, and then inside here, and by the way, let's just make this, instead of a, just make this a header. Okay, instead of just a div, just make it a header for accessibility reasons. So just have this nav, and this is also going to have flex item center. Okay, and maybe we can just have a gap of maybe 3, and then let's just copy some links here. So you can just add these links here. So the first one is going to be, you can just say features, maybe features, what else? So you can just also go ahead and say pricing. Okay, you can just say pricing. Let's just look at what they have given here on this page for Zoho. So they have features, they have pricing. I think those are enough. If you check on these ones, they have other free tools. So you can just link to any other free tool you have. Maybe you can just also put that link for free tools. And really you could just go and map through this. Like you have seen, you can just go and create where you can map through all these, but these are a few links. I feel like you don't need to do that. So, and then finally here we have actions. Okay, we have actions, which is going to be a flex, and also item center. Okay, and then here we're just going to have also 2 links, and one is going to be so you can have here the login. Okay, and this one should be going to login, and then you have also register. Okay, which is maybe sign up or register, as simple as that. So you can just say register. Okay, and if we just look at now what we have, let's see, where is our app? It's here. So it's already done, just only putting now to make the color white. Okay, you can just go ahead and make the color white. Class, so just say class name, and we're just going to say text slate, and we're just going to use 50 here. Okay, so you can just move this, you would have moved this to above. I don't think it works with the links. But just try and see. It works. So you can just put it in the in this, instead of avoiding that redundancy class, we can just put it on top here. And so far you see we have already our tools looking great. The only thing we just want to work on maybe are these two buttons. So I'm just also going to open another tool, which is going to be Flowbyte. Okay, so I'm just showing you like how you can quickly also be building things without wasting time. So I'm just going to search here for buttons. For instance, just click on buttons, and I'm just going to just click on here. There is where we have gradient monochrome, and then there's where we have also gradient here, the duotone. I can just choose one of these colors, and if you look at this, they chose like something like red for the register. So you can just go for something like that. We can just go for this red or pink. Okay, just to keep with matching some of these things here. So let's just go maybe, I don't know, for pink or teal. Which one will just come onto this? And it seems like we used a more dark color. Maybe let me first change this to 600 and see how it looks like. Let's just see. Yep, I think like that. Just make it maybe 700. Okay. Yeah, so we can just go ahead and you can just go ahead and we add this. Just add pink, or we just check. So you can just check in this, or these ones, any you want. You can just check any of these. So I'm just going to choose pink. Let's just go with pink maybe. So I'm just going to come here, check where the pink is. So the pink is this one. So what we want actually are the classes. Just simply copy here the classes, because we already have our link. So I'm just going to come to the register here. So class name, just paste these classes. Okay, and the only thing I'm just going to change is the padding. So wherever I have padding 2, I'm just going to make it padding 3. Okay, so you can change this padding 3, something like that. Let's check how it looks like. Okay, so this is the register button. In my opinion, maybe we would have used maybe the red one or something, I don't know. So I just give the gap. So you can just go ahead, and here we just give gap of 4. Okay, just give a gap of 4 here. Okay, this is great. And looks like we need to give into this one item center. We have item center. So let's make sure everywhere we have flex, we have item center. Here we have item center. Okay, let's see that. And wherever they have pink, we can turn this to red. Let's first see if we say Ctrl F and Ctrl H. Just simply put red, and let's see how red will look like. Okay, so red maybe looks like much better. So you could just of course go to the tailwind, not even a Flowbyte. You can also just come here and check for the button or whatever, but I find this very easily to work with. Just add those classes. Afterwards, just like styling, you could just go and style those buttons, or we could even have our button and we import it like this link, and yeah, we could do that. If you look at this, this is the same thing here, like this link and this link. Let's see how many places they have it also there. So, and they have it also there. Yeah, I think we can just create this as a component. So just create that component. So let's just say here, maybe just call it theme link, okay, dot jsx, just like that. Okay, so rfc, okay, and this is going to return a link. Okay, just come here and we could just come here and we say class name, let's first give the href, okay, and let's give here class name. I don't know why my autocomplete is not working, so give here the class name, and then just here also give the name. So this is going to be the title. I'm just going to pass here. So first of all, it can receive the color, okay, it can also receive the href, okay, and then it can also receive the title. Those three things, and then the href will just simply go here on href, and then the title will just go here on title, okay, and then maybe instead of color could be class name. So this one we can just say we're just going to give it a bunch of class names. So we could just say class name, could just say class name or color, whichever is easy. Okay, whichever is easy, we could just do that. Okay, let's see which one is more easy. So you could just go ahead and even create this using maybe SaaS. You can see it is creating the changing the stuff here. Okay, let's just give a class name anyways. So just say class name, and then here it will take some class names. So we could just do something like we'll have some here that will be static. So let's just go and copy these ones where Nav Bar. So you can just go ahead and copy some of these ones. Really, we don't need just so much like these ones. You can just come and let's copy these, and we'll remove others maybe. So I'm just going to cut this, go to this button, and just paste them here. And I'm just going to remove others. So just say to have text white, bg gradient. Then from this, that one is okay. Hover, focus, we can leave that. So for instance, dark mode, you could remove this, rounded, text aim, px, text center, and then just remove these margins. Okay, let's remove those margins. And now let's just use this. Now we could just say add. So onto this, we can just say $, and then we add any class names. Okay, so for instance, the one that talks about the background, so these ones on bg, so we could just leave bg this via that. Okay, and we could just use really one color if we wanted. Okay, you could just use one color. You could just use one color. So let's just use one of these colors. Even instead of just doing this, I'm just going to come here and say bg bg red 500. Okay, and then here on hover, so you can just see on hover we can have bg bg red, maybe bg red maybe 600. Okay, as simple as that. And then this is what I'm just going to be changing. So cut this. Okay, I'm just going to be cutting that focus outline, focus ring red 300. You can just leave even the focus. You can just change these 3. So cut this, and let's just go here and say theme link. So in the nav bar here where I have the register, okay, I'm just going to say theme link, and let's just pass in first of all class name. Okay, so the class names, I'm just going to pass in this bunch of class names here. Okay, and then the title, so let me just give this title of register. Okay, just give this a title of register. Okay, and that is okay. And now one thing that is giving, we can just give it href. Okay, and the href is going to be register. Okay, just stroke register, just like that. And let's copy one thing that is remaining, which is this focus. Okay, and I'm just going to remove this dark thing here. Don't need this dark, so just going to remove this focus. So focus outline none, that is okay. Just cut this. Let's also just put it in the things here, just like this. Okay, so we have this theme now. Let's just go and see how it looks like. I think link not defined. So let's just come here, get this link imported from next link, just like that. And yep, so we have our button. Maybe we could just either, yeah, it is okay. I think that one can work. Maybe you could just increase px. So theme link here, let's make this one 8. Okay, just yeah, so that is much better. And the login, you can just simply leave it like that. And even these ones of pricing, maybe you can just add hover if you wanted. Let's just work on this the logo. So for the logo, so where is the nav bar? So just go to this here, and then let's give class name, font, bold, and then text. Maybe let's say on small screens we can just say text to Excel, and then here just say text for Excel, maybe for Excel, and then this is maybe just say MD. So you just see right now how big it becomes. Yep, you could just we can just go with that. And maybe one thing we can just increase is maybe the padding Y. So just say padding Y4, and let's see how it becomes. Instead, you could just increase the height, maybe to 16. Remember, this height is what is going to control to be put on other. You can see our hero section is now being not seen, so we can just give it margin top of 16. So let me just go to our hero section. First thing here, give it margin top of 16. Okay, So this, we just simply push it here to be seen, which is nice. Okay, so we have this now working. I think this is good enough. Okay, you can just make it go and make it, this is, you can just make it much better. I'm just going to go and work on hero section very fast. Okay, just going to go and work on this hero section very fast. And here you might just use grid. Let's first look at on the responsive of this. So let's work on F12, and let me see. Okay, so this disappears. Yeah, seems like it is there. So it goes, it simply moves down. Okay, it simply moves down. We could just use the actual phones here. I don't know what is happening. Okay, you can just test out the responsive using the responsive viewer. Let me just refresh. Okay, let's just work on the hero section. It has the same background like the header, so I'm just going to go to the header, the nav bar, just grab this BG. So just go to the hero section, give it this background, and let's give it a grid. I'm just going to use grid, and then grid columns. So just going to see columns 1, and then on MD I'm just going to change the number of columns. So grid maybe call 2, grid call 2. Okay, and this is just for responsive purposes. Let's see. First of all, we can just go ahead and give it. Okay, so you can now see. Let's just give it a padding. So you can just say padding, padding Y maybe 16, padding X also maybe 16. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so we have two things in this. We have this here, 3 things, and then this side we have only the image. Okay, so I'm just going to add 3 things in the first one. Okay, so in this one, flex flow, so you can just say flex core. Okay, and you can also go ahead and give maybe space Y, maybe 4. And then just give here the H2. Okay, so there is this H2 free invoice. We just add this. We can just give this a class name, maybe text 5XL, and on normal circumstances this one maybe this is MD, and then in the normal circumstances you can just say text maybe 3XL. Okay, text white, so you can just give everything, most here is white. So you can just come here in this div here, and you say text, it is late 50. Okay, and then let's move on. Free invoice, this, let's look at that. Okay, yep. I'm not sure which font they used. We can just check the font. I think we can just go with what we have. Okay, font, maybe you can just reduce and make it font So let's just make it for Excel here, and you just say font bold. Okay, and let's see how it looks like now. Free invoice generator invoice blah blah. Okay, that one is okay. And then here we'll just add an icon in the future, but let's just go with that. Yeah, let's just go with that. Then they have this text, so you can just copy this. Okay, p tag. So down here there is a p tag. I'm just going to put it here. Let's give it a class name. A class name, first of all, let me just give text, maybe to Excel. Okay, and then on small screens, let's just do this on MD, and on small screens, let's just simply do text, maybe base. I don't know. Let's just see now this text. Okay, it looks fine. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Maybe somehow a little bit text Excel. Let's look at the text Excel. Yeah, so that one is I think is okay. Okay, and then just go ahead and put the theme button. So you can see this theme button now. It has create your first invoice, and then it has this icon, which also we are just going to, we can also pass in the icon if, for instance, these ones don't have icon, so you can just pass in the icon also. So I just first go and also install React icons. So here I'm just going to scroll down and say npm install React icons. So you can just install React icons just like that. As they are installing, let's put this theme button. It is exactly the same as this, and I feel that color. Let me just first go back to customizing colors. Which colors do we have? We have pink and rose. I think we just go with anyways. Went with red. Just stick to red anyways. Okay, though it just looks like a bit off somehow. It seems like it is rose or something. Let me just see. So you can just go theme color, actually just here on the nav bar. So you can just come here down wherever there is red. You can just say Ctrl F, Ctrl H, and then you can replace this with rose. So you can just first see what happens if we made it like rose. Yeah, it's almost the same thing. Is rose. Okay, just stick to that. Let's just put the theme there. Just going to copy this very one. Just copy this and take it our hero. Okay, down here, and this one now is, it is saying let's first get the theme color imported. So just get this, and then we can just go ahead and give it a text. So you can see there is this behavior right now. We can just go and give this one, it is having the name called create your first invoice. Okay, create your first invoice. So title is create your first invoice. Okay, and then this one is just going to, of course, to be taking you to the invoice, and it's going to be taking you to the invoice, and maybe new. Okay, just like to this link. I'm not sure, but right now we have this, and let's just fix this problem here. I think we can just come here and we say items start. Is it items start or something? I don't know. We can just do something like that. Yeah, so we just fix it that way. Okay, and that is really amazing, building that in very short period. I'm still concerned with the color. I don't know why I'm concerned with the color, guys, but I feel like the color is a little bit off. Maybe we increase the intensity too. Let's increase the intensity here. Where is the theme color? It is in this here where we are applying them. BG rows, let me just turn this to 700. Hoover, let's try 800. Let me see how that one turns out. A little dark. Let's set 600 and see. Yep, I think that is okay. Let's go with 600, 700. I just go with that. Just even here, I just state 600, 700. Okay, so far so good. Now we are remaining with one image that is here. Okay, we are remaining this image. Let me just save this image. Of course, in the future we have to look for our own image, but for now we can just use this one. So can just say here maybe demo. Okay, so just go to these downloads, get this file, just cut like that. You can just cut it, and then let me just go to public, create a new folder. First of all, you can just create a new folder of images, and then you can just go reveal this. I just want to paste this file there, just like that. So we could just come here. Where is it? So let's go to our hero section. There is another div. We need one more div. So after this, okay, we can just use fill. So I could just first import this image. So import, and we can just say maybe invoice demo, invoice image from, and we can just say, you can just start doing this public images and that. So just use this image. Okay, you can just go ahead and use this image now. So down here, okay, we can just give a we can just create a div, and inside it we could just give it, we could just go and give this image. So just use image from Next.js. So you're using image component from Next.js, and it takes in the source, which is the invoice image. Okay, and the alt tag, you can just say invoice image. Okay, so it cannot be seen, I guess, due to what? Oh, okay, so it is here. You can see, and we could just do items center, I guess. So here on this, we could just say items center. I think this one will move these ones a little bit down, just like that. And that looks perfect, I guess. Like the dimensions, I'm not sure if in the what in the yeah, and this is already responsive, guys. So you can see that, so we can't just only add the gap. Okay, we could just add the gap. So just add the gap, maybe 3. Let's look at that. Okay, so 3 looks fine. Okay, and you can see it is really responsive. Okay, like for the image is really responsive. Maybe this one. Okay, and even these buttons, they look okay, except that in the, so this padding Y, what is padding Y? So even this padding Y here, so this padding Y, we could just say this one, just make it on MD. Normal circumstance, just say padding Y, maybe 8. Okay, just reduce padding Y to 8. Okay, and then maybe that gap, we can just increase it a little bit to 4, maybe 6. Or could have used even space X or something. Yeah, so this one looks better, except this header, and then even this overall padding here, the PX, that is the PX. So let's just also do the same thing. Let's just say PX PX to 4, and then this one we do it on MD. Let's first do, you see that? Yep. So this is much better. Yeah, so you can see now we have the design done. So we have this as our SaaS. What is remaining is this Nav Bar. So let me just add some other sections. Now we have this section. Okay, so just add this section. Okay, let's just add this section. Just go in components, create on the steps. So we just create the steps, or how it works. Really, you could work how it works. I just call them steps for simplicity. Steps.jsx rfc, just say steps. There is one thing we don't do, adding the icon. I wanted to show you how you can add this icon here onto these hours, and I think the spacing, they have much more spacing. Let me just go to hero section, and we could just increase this space to 6 or 8. Let me see. Yeah, I think that is okay. That is much okay. And then we can pass here optionally the icon. Okay, we could pass here the optionally the icon. I don't know how we could do that, but let's just try it. So just go to this theme thing here. First of all, yes, first put the icon and see how it looks, the icon. So we have already have React icons. I'm just going to come here and say React icons, and we want the arrow. So you can just say arrow. Just want an arrow. It was facing down. So really we just want an arrow that is facing down. So we have the long arrows and the short ones. I think we just need a short one. We could put even the pencil one. They used the arrow one, just like create your first invoice. we could just look for the edit button, edit, just something like, since it is an invoice, you know, we could just put something related to that. So you could just use like file edit or something. They just stick to whatever they use it, you know, doesn't matter. So I'm browsing here to get the arrow. Just go with this. Okay, I'm just going to come plug it in here. So you can just put it in a span, just like that, just like that, just like that, and then we can just import this. So just import it. So remove this React and say import, and let's import this from React icons stock AI. Okay, so just importing this. Let's see how it looks like. I think to just also take the color white, I guess. Just waiting. Okay, so it is here. Okay, it is there, and we can just go ahead and give flex. Okay, so to this we can just add flex item center, and yeah, you can just do that. And then to this one, if this is there, you could just say span class name instead, like margin left maybe of 2. That the margin left, yeah. So just see if this, yeah. So you can see we have our icon. You could just give it I don't know if this can be controlled by font size. You can also give them size, but this one can also increase them. Let's look at text Excel. Yep, it looks okay, though we could just say text MD. I don't know. Okay, so I think we either just use Excel or we just leave the normal one. Let me just see the normal one. Yeah, that is the normal one, and the normal one just looks fine. If you just feel like it is small, you could just increase this. And you see now we have it everywhere, so we want to put it in only one place. So if we pass in as an icon, okay, if we pass in icon, we could just say something like, let me see if I say icon and I rename it to icon. I don't know if this will just work. Let me just cut this and then simply put icon here, and then let's go to wherever we're just using this in the hero section, and let's pass in an icon to the theme link. So inside here, okay, just say icon, and I'm just going to just give it like this. And let's see an unsupported server component. Okay, and undefined. So we have this icon. Okay, we want to pass in this icon. So when you just come and say this side, where is the theme link? So we could just leave this as an icon, and then you can just come in and say const icon is equal icon. I don't know if this makes any difference. Oh, okay, we don't need to do this. So here, where we have the import, this one here, this is a component itself. So just cut this, bring it to the hero section, and just put it on top here. And then we can just now, we can now just use this. We don't need to make it a string, just simply put it just like this. Expected, yeah, just like that. Let's see now if we still have the same error. Okay, so we still have an unsupported server component. I saw that one would solve the problem. Okay, just this side. Okay, so for now, this one, let's just put it off. I will just show if I can fix this maybe in the next episode. I will just show you how I fixed this, but just move on, not to get distracted by that. Okay, so we're just moving on to the steps, which are these ones. So it has a title and it has this. Okay, so it has the title and the space, so you can just copy this. So let's go to steps. So they have a div. Let's give this a class name of, so you could just give a flex. Okay, and then you just say flex. There is no need actually of flex here. Okay, I'm just going to give here the h2. Put this, then down you have the flex for these steps. So there is in each step it has these two things. So we have this step, and then we have this, then we have the step, then we have this, then we have the step. Okay, so we could just put each step and then we put this separator or the icon. Okay, let's just do that. So the first one we can just try is that we can just have the icon or the number. So you just have a p tag with border rounded full with padding of 2. So we just say padding of 2, and just say height of 8, and also width of 8. Okay, and just put 1. So this is the stuff, and you just also put here flex. So this is the item itself, which is having this, and it has the text. So this invoice details. Okay, so you can just have also another p or a span of invoice details. So this is the item itself. Let's check that how. Let's first put steps. So just go to the page, and after the hero section we have the steps, just like that. Okay, so you have the steps here. Okay, and I want to center this. Okay, so just go back to the steps. First of all, let's give this padding. So padding is going to be padding y8, and on MD let's give padding y of 16, and the same thing to px of 4, and then padding on MD px of 16, and then bg, so just bg select 50. Okay, let's see how this one comes out. Okay, and we want everything to be in the center, so we can just come and say we could just say mx auto. Okay, but for putting these ones in the center, we can just use flex, making sure that this whole stuff is just centered here. Okay, so if we want to do that, that means like we have to give this a div. Okay, so just put this in a div. Okay, and now we can, since they're in one div, we can just say flex item center and justify center. Okay, this we just shift this into the center. Yes. Okay, so now we are fine. First of all, let's work on the heading. So the heading, class name. So just say class name, we just give it text. So on small screens, let's just move with text maybe to Excel, and then in MD, let's just try text for Excel. Okay, font bold, in fact just the same board. So that one I think should be just okay. Yep, create invoice in this, give it some margin bottom. Since we are not using flex, we just use it margin bottom of maybe 4. And then to this one, now we just go to this part itself, the steps themselves. So to the steps, let's make this one to have a margin button of 6. Let's just go to this. So to this item here, this one which is having width and height, I'm just going to give it flex item center, center that one, justify center, just like that. So you could just center this one. Now you can see it is in the center. Now to this flex, we have outside. Remember, you have this flex. Just say give item center, and let's give a padding. So you could just give a gap instead of maybe 3. And let's see now how it looks like. Okay, so now this border, maybe we make it border to be 2. So where is border? So border, I don't know if you just say border 2. I don't know. Border. You put like border 2. I don't know. So let's see. Nothing has happened. I just put like border, then border 2. But then they are the same. Okay, I'm not seeing a difference. Just go to tailwind and then just say border, maybe border width actually. So we have border 2 pixels, maybe just say border 4. I don't know, just say 4. See if there is actually any change. Yeah, actually there is a change. You just stick to border 2 actually. Maybe the color, so just give the color. If I just say border gray, just give border gray 800, and I want it to stick slate. Just stick slate 600, maybe 400. Okay, let's see. Perfect. So this one will work. So we have this one thing just done. So we need just to make them 3 of them. Okay, so just come here where we have one single item, which is this one. So duplicate this, step 2 and step 3. So in step 3, this is what is there. Okay, step 3, just put this, and in this is step 3, and then in step 2 we have your details. Maybe we will see how our steps, we can refine this here. Just creating, we just refine these guys, and I think the ones we use the steps. Let's first see here, they have the steps also somewhere, I guess. They don't really, so they have like the steps somewhere of where you can go through. So just go ahead and see. So we have the steps here. Let's first put for this step, is select first of all, and now you could just give a break here, a BR tag, like to break on a new line. I don't know, you could just see a BR tag just like that to break on a new line. I don't know if that just makes sense. Yep. And then just go ahead and put some spacing. We could just give gap or space y, whatever you just choose is okay. So you can just say gap, and you can just say gap 6. Okay, to put some gaps. Now we are missing icons, so you just get an icon. Just go to React icons. We are still on the arrows. I just get a arrow that shows the next step. Okay, just get the arrow here. And this one used to be Cheve something. Yeah, so just get this here, and just going to put it, first of all import it here. You can just import this from React icons, then stroke BS, and then just onto these steps. So in between here, we can just add these icons. So you can just add them like that. And these ones, we can give them size. Okay, you can just give them size, just give 24. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, just see, just in a second. I'm not seeing it. Okay, it is here. So we have the icon there, and I think it is okay. So just copy this to down here between step 2 and step 3. So down here, now one thing we can just give is align items. So here you can just give items center. just to make sure that the icons are also centered like this. Okay, so we are done with that, and now we could just make sure, or we could have maybe use it. So this icon, we can put it onto a step instead. I don't know, this instead of putting it as a different item, we could just put it as something in the step, so that when we go on responsive, we could have them maybe hidden or something. Anyways, let's just first leave them like this. So what we could do is actually just put them inside. Just put them inside. So this one is going to be inside of step 1. So after this p tag, okay, even after this text, let's put this, and let's do the same thing to this one. Let's try putting it inside here, and we give it a class name in a second, because it will be now. Yeah, actually there is no much difference. Yep, so this one can just work. Now what we can do is, for responsive purposes, we can put this one either to flex wrap. We can just say flex wrap, or we could just use grid again. Okay, if we wanted to change this into grid, where is it? This, instead of this flex, we could just use grid, and then you say grid columns. So we want grid columns 3, and then on a small screen we want, so this is on the big screens. On the small screens we can just say grid call, and we just take grid call 1. Okay, let's see if this changes anything. Yep, it changes, but remains almost the same when he puts like these weird spacings. Okay, I don't know if that is gap 6. Let's first remove this gap. Okay, there is this weird spacing there. I don't know, but I just see in responsive now, this turns into 1 column. Okay, this turns into 1 column, and let's say margin bottom. Let's just say margin bottom of 4. Okay, and on MD we just need to say margin bottom of 0. Just put some spacing. Where am I putting this? This is supposed to go onto the item, onto a particular item, just like this. And I don't know why. Just put this. This is the first item to the second one. I don't think the last one needs that. Okay, this is good. So you have the steps. So either we could change this icon on a small screen, like, or we could just simply hide it. Okay, let's just say we could hide the icons. So inside here, in the first and the second step, we could just say give a class name to this. Okay, and just say hidden, I think, and then you can just say MD, maybe I don't know, it's supposed to be visible or something. Let me see what this one means. And this display none, I think here I'll just say MD block. let's see if one disappears. Okay, and then let's see if it comes back on the big screen. Yeah. So just going to do the same thing to the second one. Just copy this and just replace it with this one. Inside here we have the same exact thing here, so just replace it with this one. Okay, so on the small screen we have these steps just like that. So you can see we have this layout really looking nice, already responsive. Okay, so here the steps, there will be 1 2 3, and then when on this screen we have the arrows. Now one thing I'm not sure is, let me first give the okay, I think okay, so we have this. Let me first give it a background of red, maybe 300, just to see what is going on. Okay, so this is our stuff. Okay, first of all, I don't know why is applying. Let me first remove this item center. It doesn't matter. Now we could still use flex to have more maybe control. Let me just see if we use the flex. Let me just first cut this instead. So yes, say flex items center. Okay, and we could just say flex row. In fact, it's just say flex core, and then on MD just say flex row. Okay, and we could just now apply our gap of 6. Let's see now. Okay, so this looks great as expected. Let's see in the okay, it is actually, so we are just going to say, do we need this gap anyways, since we have margin bottom? Okay, that is okay. But now align, I think this is flex. Let me just see. Could just align items. Is it align items? Yes, say items. Okay, we already have item center. We could just say items start. Let me just say here. Is it item start or flex start? Okay, so I think something like that. Yeah. So on the, let's see on the big screen, what do they become? Okay, so here we just need the center. So just say MD items center. I think this one gives a more predictable outcome. Let's see in the, yeah, so this is okay. Let me just remove this BG with this BG, so just look at it very well. Okay, so this looks great. This looks great, and that one is done. That section is also done and is responsive. You could just go ahead and add more stuff. I wonder if the gap, we could put gap, and we remove it. So you just say MD, just say gap, gap maybe 6, and then unknown circumstances we have gap 0. So just only have the gap on the bigger screen, just like that, and then on the small screen we don't need the gap. So that is cool. we are done with that part. Now we could just put there is this create your first invoice in the center of this text here. Okay, we have this invoice image, so you could just get also a big invoice image and we put it there. Okay, we could just get the big part of the invoice and maybe we put it as a background. I don't know. Okay, I don't think this we could just get any image of the invoice and then we use that. Maybe we could just actually use this, but just get one. Let's just get an invoice. We could just go here and just say sales invoice. We could even actually just go to, I'm not saying I don't think on PNG Wing we could have a sales invoice. Let's just try and see. You never know. Sales invoice, but I don't think this one can be there. But just try. We'll get maybe high quality. It is not there. So just search on Google. Sales invoice. Okay, you could just say even design, maybe something like that. We don't necessarily need just to put just any that we have done, and we can just go and customize this. First of all, we can just get the one that is really large, and then we can just also just get one of these really here and we just use that one. Okay, we don't need to complicate things. Let's just get here, and I think we can just get a template from FreePick. Okay, just say FreePick and just say invoice mockup actually. So just say invoice mockup. You can just say invoice template mockup or invoice mockup, and let's see what we get. Yeah, so this is really the one that we actually wanted. Okay, so just go with this. Even now totally confused with one we can go with, but just go with this one. Okay, just go with that. So you can just go ahead and we download, or we could just get a simple version of this. We could just go ahead and download, and instead just go ahead, just open image in a new, this would work for us. Okay, so this would work for us. Just copy or save this. Okay, so save that, a JPEG. Okay, you can just say template invoice template, just like that. Yep, so this is the stuff. Just copy this and let's take it to our project. So we have the project here. In images, paste this invoice template. Okay, invoice template. Okay, so now we could just use this image here. Okay, we can just go ahead and use this image in the next section. So quickly just create a new section, and this one is we can just create we can just call it invoice action. Maybe create your first invoice. They just call it you can just maybe so if you just think about it, just create your first invoice. You could just call it just like that. Invoice, maybe invoiceCTA. Just call it invoiceCTA. Invoice call to action CTA. Okay. .jsx, just like that. RFC. Okay, and then we have the H2 invoice. Okay, so just like that, we just need to put this. So we'll have the image inside, so they just import invoice image again from, so you can just say slash fabric slash images slash invoice template. Okay, so first of all, in this case, first we could just have used it as a background. Let's first try BG and see if it works. So invoice CTA, if I just try this, let me put this class in, because if we put in the background, it would sort of all the hassles, they just come here, and I say dot invoice CTA. Let's give it a height this time, not even a min height, a height of 100 view height, and let's just give it background. So just give it as a background URL, and this I just try to put images, and in the images we have it as invoice template. So we have invoice template dot JPEG. I think it is JPEG, yeah, JPG. Images, I just see if this shows up in any ways. If it shows up, then I've saved. I just link this in our app page. So we have the invoice CTA. Okay, just like that. Let's see what will show up here. Yeah, so it shows up as two of them, but this has no problem. So what we can just do, we can just come to this, okay, and then we can just say background repeat. Okay, background repeat, and we say no repeat, and they say background position. Okay, background position, and you could just say something like center. So yes, center. Okay, so this we just now put it in one place, just like this. Okay, we just put it in one place just like that. Okay, so now what we can just do is either we can just remove the background. Okay, I think that one would be, I think, much easier for us if we just get the one which has no background, and we just put it into there, and so that we don't have to fight with this. Or we could just give this background size. Could just say background size, and you could just set this to cover. So if you do that, we'll have stretching and maybe even losing the resolution. Okay, that is where the problem comes from. So okay, what you can just do is to this, let's remove the background. Okay, or you could find the one with a white background. I'm not sure if we can just get like the one with very typical white background. Okay. Okay, let's just do this. Just get any of these ones. So this time I'm just going to download, so that I just get a high quality image. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and download, so that I just get a high quality image. And then we could just go to remove BG. I'm not sure if it will, how bad it will affect the quality, but you can use Photoshop. You can just go ahead and use Photoshop. You can use you could use Canva. There are all those tools you can use to remove the background. Really, it's not something that I can just like say really hard. So I have the stuff here, and I'm just interested into this one. So I'm just going to upload this. So I'm just going to drag this into here, and you can just go to remove BG. There are some other places you can go, but you see that the image they give you is they have reduced the quality to 500 by 500. Okay, so they really cut the quality, but I think this might work for us. Just cut this. I'm just going to cut that and just bring it here. Let's just go back to downloads, get this one. So I'm just going also to call it invoice template. Okay, so to avoid losing quality, you could just use some other tools that do much better job, like Photoshop is one of them. But I'm just going to use this one. Let me change to PNG. Okay, and I don't need to put background cover. So I just see now. Okay, so we have it here. Okay, in the center, and it is, the background is white. So you could just either use that, or you could just try some other better means to have it really have a big one that is occupying much space. I cannot find that. Or you could actually also put it, we could also put it in HTML. Okay, but this makes the work maybe a little bit easier or something. So we have one text inside here. Inside the invoice, there is this text here. Let's just say display flex. Let's just say flex. items center, justify center, and then we could also, so this will bring the text here, okay, there in between where the invoice is, okay. Then what next? So we have to put this invoice in a card. Okay, we have to put in a card. Let me just try to activate background size and see what happens. So really this is not anything we want, and I feel like we could just reuse this image. It looks really much, it looks really much better. Okay, we could just simply reuse this image. Let me just try that. Images, let's try demo. So we have here demo dot webp, so this is in webp. Okay, yeah, so you can see we have this one, though however it doesn't really look matching because of this down thing. So really you could just go and work on you could just go and work on the background image. I'm just going to leave that task for you. Just work and get a good background image. Maybe next time when I come, when I'm making episode 2, I would have gotten a more nice background. But for now, let's just use this invoice template. Invoice template dot jpeg dot png. Just use the one of png. They just work on this button. Okay, just go on to work on this button here. I'll just work on to get a nice one. So just first go and make that card. Okay, so we are in invoice. So this one is going to be a card. So we're just going to give it padding Y of 8, padding X of 16. Okay, and they just give it a BG. So you can just give it BG slate of 50. We could just give BG opacity. Okay, just give the opacity of maybe 50%. And what next? So just come here and you put the theme button. So here there is a theme link. Okay, and let's just go and copy whatever is in the in this hero section, just like this. Just copy this. We don't need to put the icon. Let me just copy only the link. Just copy this. Let me drop this down. Just copy this theme link here. Just go to the invoice, just simply replace this with this, and then we can just remove this icon, and then we can just so say leave this to new, and then even this create your first invoice is okay. Okay, so just look at that. Okay, so we have this create your first invoice. As we said, we are going to work on the background, so you don't need to worry about this. And in fact, what I can do is I can just first disable this, okay, because we just work on the background and you never know what we'll put in that background. But we can just leave this here, create your first link, and I think it will be representing this one. So you can just add a shadow. Let's just go to this, and inside this, let's just add actually BG white, and this time we don't need just 50, just BG white, and I can leave the opacity out. I just give shadow. So you can just give shadow, and shadow to Excel, maybe could even make it more bigger than this. So to Excel, and I just say rounded MD. Okay, and let's see now. Okay, so it is looking nice, but then we need to increase the padding. So here just say padding, let's just try 24. That is not X padding in Y, 24. This one just keep 16. Yep. So that is cool. So we have our button in the center, and we work on the background next time. Just move on. Just we are about to finish this. Okay, we are about to finish this. So they went and put the steps, so you could just go ahead and plug in steps again. So down here you just copy this and put it just down here. After the invoice they have steps. Let's move on. Now we don't need to have templates. Maybe what we can just have is these features. Okay, we can have these the features, and these features are so many that we can just put them inside. We have to put them inside the, we can loop through them. Okay, we can just loop through them. Okay, so just create these features. So I'm just going to go to components, new file, and just say features.jsx, and just say RFC. Okay, so this is class name. So this is going to have a BG slate of 900. Okay, and let's also set the padding Y of 16. That is on MD, so you can just say MD, and then just say padding Y of 8, and then PX of course of 16, and then PX of 4, and this just say MD this, and then that is our this. And let's have H2, not really H1. Let's have H2 that says features of our invoice generator. Just paste this here, and let's just go down, and we have these features. So just have grid. This one will automatically be grid. Okay, so just say grid. So down here dot grid. Okay, dot grid, and then dot grid core 1. So you just have core 1, and then dot grid core 2. So here we have core 4. Okay, so this one in the MD we have grid MDs on this. So here we are having the MD core for a minute on the bigger screen. So when you put grid and then you say grid call 1, this is going to be number of columns on the small screen, and then on the big screen we have 4. Okay, so inside here then we can build a feature. You just need to only work on 1. Okay, it has 3 things. It has the icon, this and this, and we can use flex there. So for the single item is flex. Okay, we can just say dot flex. Okay, and then it has the icon. I'm just going to grab any icon here, maybe let's just go to these icons. I'm just going to say currency or whatever. So you can just go and grab these icons. I'm just going to grab this one for currency. Okay, and then we can just go, first of all, start with the icon. So the icon has a border. Okay, and you can just make it border 2, and we can just go ahead and also border color, so which is border maybe purple, and we can just try purple 500, maybe purple 400, and it is rounded, so you can just say rounded MD or LG, and then we can also add padding, and let's just really adding padding of 4, and inside here let me put the icon just like that. So this first one is the icon, and you can give it a size. In fact, just give it a class now. Okay, to control how it will look like. So you could just give it, of course, text of 3XL. Okay, and what else? Let's import this. Okay, make sure it has imported on top here, and you can remove this React. So let's just go ahead and use this features. So you can just go Control B, go back to pages, down here, put features. Make sure you import them just like that. So if you just go back on the UI here, so we have this, we have that, and then in a second it should load our, yep. So you can see we have the features, and I think we just need to make this one features, this one 950. I'm just going to use select 950. So everything is white, so just say text select 50. Okay, just like that. So you're using everything most of them is slate. Okay, so that is good. So if you just look at it, these features is in the center, and you can just use this one class. You just give this one a class name. First of all, we just give it text center, and then we use it text. So on small screen, just say 2XL, and then just say text 4XL on MD. So this is MD. And let's see. Okay, so you can see here features, and they just say text semi board. So you just say text semi board. I don't know if that is how it is font, actually it's not on text. Font semi, something like that, semi board. And then we could just add this one to 5. Just add this to 5XL, and that one I think is done. We could just give it a margin bottom, so give it a margin bottom of 6, and then just go to this. Let's work on the features themselves, these ones. So you can see the border is working. Only what you want to give is the width and height. So this one is, everything is okay. let's give a width of maybe this time I just try 14 or 12. Let me see that. Okay, that one looks okay. We could just give it a width and height just the same, and that one means you have to give it flex, item center, and justify center, just to make sure that the icon is centered in the center of that stuff. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Maybe just make it 14. So just change this 12 to 14. Let's first see how 14 works or looks like. Yeah, that is a good size. Let's just go ahead and add this easy tax income and then this text. So just add this text here. So below this, let's add this dot flex. There's no need of flex on this, and this can be a p tag really. Let's just add this, and then down let's add another p tag which says create this, just like that. So you have this. Let's first design one to look nice. So you can see we have the already flex onto this one. We could just remove flex and it would still work. Okay, yeah, so you could just do something like this. We simply give them margin bottom. So just come here and say margin bottom instead of flex. Just give it margin bottom of 3. And even the icon, you can give it a margin bottom of 3. So just go to this icon. Let's give it a margin bottom of 3. Okay, so now just work on styling. Okay, you can see this one has this color and the font size is not the same. So just increase the font size of this one. Text, so you can just say text maybe Excel, and then for this one class name text, first of all maybe slate 200, maybe just say 400. Okay, text slate 400, and just give it text SM, maybe just some font of that size. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, that looks okay. Yeah, actually it just really looks okay. Now if we just duplicate this, there will be 4. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to loop through them. Okay, so I will simply loop through them this. So what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to call const features, because there are so many, is equal to an array, and then inside this array I'm just going to go ahead and put those features. So instead of hard coding them, we could just come here, and for each feature it has an icon. Okay, so we are back to the icons, and I'm just going to use this one for now. We'll see how we'll handle this, and then we can just go here and see title. Maybe you just give a title. Okay, and then the last one is the description. Okay, it has a description. For the title, let's just Are we having any errors? I don't think so. Okay, so just go here. Let's just get this as the title, and then the description. This is the description, and okay, so now this is good. So you can just duplicate this for simplicity. So we have 8 features, I guess. Those are 4, 8. Okay, so you can have 8 features. So you just say come here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those are the 8 features. So what we want to do is map through them. So just going to come here, cut this, put this, and I'm just going to say features dot map, and then we have access to a single feature. So inside here we have access to a single feature, and also its index, and then let's return. Okay, so let's return, and something is not right, I guess. Let's return inside here. We return this. Okay, and the first thing we give it is the key. So give here a key to this, give it a key which is going to be index now in this case. Okay, and then we can just have the feature dot. So for this one is the feature dot title. Okay, so we have feature dot title, and then for this one is the feature dot description, feature dot description, just like that. So if we just do this, this should give us 8 icons. Just in a second, let's see. It has refreshed. Okay, so we have 8 of them, and the first thing to give is the gap. Okay, so just go ahead and give a gap. So you could just give gap or space x and y. Let's just give gap 4 and see if this gives us some spacings. Okay, I think that spacing is enough. Okay, that spacing I feel like is enough. You could just go ahead and put some margin bottom on any of these to this here. Let's just say margin bottom maybe 3. Let's see if this is okay. Yep, so this looks good, and this should be already responsive. Okay, you can see the features are already responsive. Okay, they're already responsive, so we don't have any complaints. Okay, so now what you have to do, we have the icon and changing these ones. So I'm just going to go down here and put these the features, customization of columns. So just simply copy this. Where do we put them? We put them here. So go to this array, just do that. And I'm just going to fast forward this, and I'm on the last one, so just copy this. Okay, so just take your time and put these features. You can just like really go on ChatGPT and ask for these features. So right now I have all these features. Now they are all different. So one thing that we are remaining with is actually the let me first look at this. I feel like ours are so much compact. Maybe either we reduce we give more gap. We can give really more gap. Ours are not breathing. let's give gap 8, and let's see what how they look like after giving 8. Yeah, maybe more breathing. I think this one can work. And let's give this margin bottom on that heading. I remember putting some margin bottom as if it is not working. Let's see. Okay, it is working. You can also go ahead and apply, or you could have applied padding Y. Just say padding Y 12, and we see maybe 8, padding Y of 8. It could have done the same exact thing. Not really. We could just go and add still margin bottom of 12, and we would not need now padding. Okay, so that one just looks better. The only thing I just want to work on is these icons. Okay, so I'm just going to first of all get one more icon, maybe for columns. So I'm just going to come here, say grid. Okay, so just come here, and we could just get any here for grid. We could just get for grid. So we just get here grid calls 1, and let me just go to the icon. Sorry for that. I just go here and they just change this to this, and then let me just change bring this here. Yep, so that is great. So just how do we render the icon? So here we're supposed to see const, for instance, icon is equal to feature.icon. Okay, feature.icon, so that then here we can use the icon just like that. I'm not sure why it doesn't work. Yeah, but if it doesn't work, then I will get the solution in the next episode. But you see, it has worked. So this is really nice. So now you can just go ahead and add icons for all these ones. So you can just add brand. Okay, you can just add brand, maybe whatever just you want. You could just add anything right now. Okay, so you just go ahead and customize all the icons. I will leave that to you. Okay, I will just leave that to you. So you just go to, I see if we have any other section, or we could just stop on this. There is this button that we have afterwards, and after that then we can have this section of pricing. Okay, so you just let's just go to that section. We're just going to go put this the theme link down here just in a second. Okay, so let's add the theme button. So after this grid here, so down here we just have to add this button here. So I'm just going to go and theme color. So just go to any of these sections like this one and copy this. Okay, just simply copy that, go to features. So down here after the grid, just put this. First of all, we are changing all these to, I think, to purple, if not violet. Okay, so just change that to purple. And this one, I think, is the same thing. Create your first invoice. Let's see, create invoice for free. So just say here create invoice for free. Okay, and then you can just remove this icon. Okay, so just look at hours. You have to import this, so simply import this from so after importing that, it should now be okay. This error should now go. So just import it from that, so features, and then it has this problem, and this is because of Flex, I guess, because we use it here. Where? So yeah, you can just use here Flex. Okay, where just outside, so you could just use Flex and items start. Okay, just like that, and then this can just be Flex call. Actually, this we simply don't change anything, but we put this. Okay, so it seems, which div am I in? Flex call. So just see that we say Flex. Okay, so it is Flex call, then item start. So this should just push this button to be just free like that. Okay, so now the button is actually in the center, and since we are using the Flex, we can just now instead say item center. Actually, item center, and just use gap 6 or 8. Okay, so push everything in the center and adds the necessary paddings, and you can see the button is really working so well, and this is already responsive, guys. And this is why we use always things like Tailwind. You just have your UI just working in no seconds. Okay, working in no seconds, and you could just go and customize these grids, for instance, in MD. So you just say where we have these grids here. So instead of just saying MD, they just say LG, and then for MD, they just make them 3 or 2. So just say this MD. So for MD, they just make them maybe 3. Okay, and then for SM, so the smallest one is SM. So you could just make in SM. So just say SM, and then here just make them 2. So you can just go ahead and customize all these grids to look different on different screens. So like you can see now we are in MD, and there, right, if you just continue moving, you see you moved 2, then you moved 1. So you have this whole fluid responsive layout just using these grids. Okay, I just like using grid. If you understand how to use grid, life becomes much more easier. Okay, so that section is also done. So now we just move to this pricing section, which is also very easy. We'll use grid as we have always been doing. So let me just go and put this. So this is the pricing. So component pricing. Okay, so it takes also a disadvantage those who are not familiar with Tailwind. This is a good chance to learn Tailwind. So just give here a class name, and you can see this one really we don't need to. The only thing we can just give it is display flex. So you can just add here flex. First of all, we can just say bg slate. So bg slate 100. Okay, and then they just say flex. Okay, and then just say flex core, and they just say gap maybe 6. Just like that. not 9, but just say state 6. And then inside they just also have another div, and this one is the one that is going to have that is going to be centered, and then we put these things here. So just say this pricing invoice. I would have created a text, a heading component. You can see this is the same exact heading they are using, but you know what, just keep it simple, but would have created a heading component for this. Okay, so that you are just having one place, you are just like we give it color and other things, but just keep it simple. So just come here and let's put h2. So I'm just going to go to features and just copy this h2. Okay, just copy this h2 here and go to the pricing. Okay, so as you can see, there is these two things on pricing. We have this heading and then this one. So this and this, they just put them in the same div. Okay, so on top here I'm just going to have another div, and then I'm just going to put h2. In fact, yes, since we have copied it, just copy this pricing invoice generator. So just paste this here, and then we have this only pay on for premium features. So you just have that. So you just put p tag here down and put that, and let's look at how it looks right now. Just let's bring this pricing to the page. So after this, put pricing. Okay, just add the pricing, as simple as that. So this is, we are building the landing page. So okay, so this is how it looks so far, and let's just go ahead and give padding, and even that container would have made it you could, that wrapper for the container, you could have made it, or you could have made it on the section. Nevertheless, they just put it this is, I need to be in pricing. So in the pricing, let's just go ahead and padding y of 16, and then on society is padding y of 8. So this one is going to be md padding y 16, and then px of 4, md px of 16 or so. So could just have something like that, and this we just add some padding around this thing here. Yeah, so now it is looking okay. So just make sure everything is in the center here. So you can remove this text center, and then we can use flex to center this. So you can just say flex, and you could just say items center and justify center. So this one should center these two items, this and this, and let's make sure that you have flex core, just to make sure that they are just not side by side but just here. Okay, so that is great. And then this one has, I think, a margin bottom so big. Let's just make margin bottom of 4, the h2. Okay, so now this looks good already. So we are done, that part is done here. So just go ahead and put these two cards. I'm just going also to use grid. Okay, I'm just going to use grid instead of flex. So just come down here and just put grid. So say dot grid, then dot grid core. So core 1, then dot md, and this one is going to be grid core 2. Okay, just like that. So inside here we have two cards. So for each card it has background of white, so you can just use background of slate 50, or you could just use white, actually BG white. It has shadow, and you can just use a shadow to excel, and then it is rounded, so you could just say rounded MD or LG, just like that. So this is this card we are working on. This card, it has an icon, a text, and description, and a link. So it has 4 things. Let's start with the icon. So it has an icon with a background. So the first one is the icon. So it has the icon. I'm just going to put in a second. Then it has this text, which is a H4. You could just use H4 or whatever you want to use in that case. So just put down here, and you just say, I'm just going to say H4, not H1 but H4, sorry, H4. Just put that, then put this description, which is a p tag. So just put a p tag just like that, and then just put this link. Okay, this is just a normal link, so just say link, and let's just get this link from next link. Okay, just like that. Put this inside there, and then have href. Okay, just have href like that. Create free invoice. So this one still takes to invoice new, just like that. Yeah, so we have that. This is so far how it should look like. Let's first see. Okay, so this is so far how it is looking like. So let's give it some padding. So if you look at this, they are just going to use flex and padding. So for the padding, let's give padding like of 8. So can just come to this, give it padding of 12. Okay, and let's give it flex. Okay, flex core, and they just give padding, not padding but gap of about 6, just like that. Let's see how it looks like now. Scroll down. Okay, so it is coming, so you can see right now it is coming. So just give some padding, margin onto this component. So the one that is on top here, this one, give it margin bottom of 12. Okay, so just like that. Let's see. Yep, so let's add an icon here, and then this one is, I'm seeing the gap is not working for this. I don't know why. So we gave flex and the gap 6. I don't know why gap is not working. I can use space Y. So you can use space Y. I just save 6 and we see. Okay, so space Y has worked, but then on this link it has not. Okay, or alternatively we could just use margins. Okay, you could just come here and you say class name. Just give margin bottom of 6, and even this one, let's give it a class name, margin bottom of 6, and the last one does not need the margin. So this is okay. Let's just go and make this one bold, and yep. So you can just have those ones. This one is going to say text to Excel, font bold, and text just say slate 900. Okay, just like that. And then this one, I'm just going to reduce it, so just a text slate, text slate of maybe 500. Let's see now how this one looks like. Okay, yeah, that one looks good. That one looks good. So just go ahead and put an icon. So I'm just going to get any icon at random, like a check. So just go here and get a check. Just any check like this one. Let me just get any check and just get this from BS. Maybe this. Okay, so just go and put the icon. So for the icon, it's supposed to be here. So just say dot flex dot item center. So it's going to have width and height, and it's going to have also justify center. It is also going to have rounded full. So this one is going to be rounded full. Okay, let's first give this, and then just go and put this icon. Okay, just get it here. Okay, just like that. So you could just go ahead and also give it a class name. Okay, you can give it a class name to give it, for instance, the color. So this one is text purple, maybe 500. And then let's just go ahead and give also size. So you can just say text 3XL. Okay, CXL, and let's give it here margin. Since it is rounded, let's just give here width of 16, and let's say height of 16, and let's say see how this will look like. So just go back here. Let's see if the icon shows up. Okay, so the icon is here. Let's give it a background color. BG, actually I think the BG is the one which is purple. So just say give purple 100, and let's see how it looks like. Okay, so that one looks okay, I guess. Yeah, we can just go with that. Okay, so just also give it some margin bottom of 6. Okay, margin bottom of 6, and then now just simply duplicate this onto the right. So since there are two, we are using grid here, so I'm just going to come here and duplicate this, just paste down here, and let's see. Actually before, okay, just going to give this invoice some class, and let's give padding gap instead. So where we have grid, let's just go ahead and say gap 6. Okay, just gap of 6, and see if we can have some spacing in between here. Yep, so we have the gap, and then let's make also this to have a color. So just have a color of purple. Where is the link? So in this first one, just click here, just scroll down to this link. So give it a class name. So I'm just going to say class name, and this is equal to purple. It's just supposed to say text purple. Yes, say give 600, and you can just even on hover, and then just like on hover text purple, and maybe 700. So just copy this class name, and let's just move this class name to the other link, this one. Okay, and then just go to see here. First of all, this one is saying explore premium features. Okay, we just have this explore premium features, and this one could just go to something like features, yeah, premium, maybe features premium, or whatever, maybe premium features, I don't know. And just take to the features just like that. And then we have this one. This is a premium plan. This text changes to premium plan. And then this one is manage your accounting faster. Just come here and just remove all this. Then just create this like that. Okay, so we have now the, just get this diamond icon. So just go to React icons. Let's put something like diamond. I'm not sure if that icon exists like that. There is this one. There is this one. Let's get the one which is somehow cross. Okay, we can just get the ones which are cross. Let me just see. I think the G I have the more cross. These ones have a one which is like more cross, but really we can just get like any of these. Let me just get from, just get like this. I'm not sure if that icon they will work. There are some which really becomes really abstract and they are not working sometimes. So just try our chances. Just put that, and then they just come here and import. Just put it there from React icons, and this one is IO, and make sure they have IO and IO5. So I'm not sure which one we have gotten. IO5, I guess. Let's see if it works. Just wait a second and we'll see if it can load. Yeah, so it has worked. And what we can just do is that this text here is more bold, so just come to that. Okay, to this link here, let's just say font bold. I think that is the only thing we just need to add, font bold. Just copy that, font bold. Let's first see how it looks like. Yep, so that just like is fair enough. And maybe just here make it 700. Okay, then this one just make it 800. So just go to do the same thing to this last one. So let's just make this one 700, this one 800, and let's just add just font bold, and this one should be just it. Okay, so let's just look at it now. Okay, so this is okay. Okay, so we have this, and this is also should be responsive already. So we just go to this here like this, and you can see that it is already responsive. Okay, and if you want to increase the gap, you can just go ahead and increase the gap, or the paddings, you can just go ahead and work on them, but I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, so now I think we are just about to get done. We are remaining with only one component, which is this Accordion, which also have then this button. I think that is will be the last one. We're not going to add any of the other ones. Maybe the footer, we'll work on the footer. But then just have this this accordion. So you can just think of this accordion. You can try to create a new one from scratch, or you could just go and get the already made. I don't think you just need to hassle creating one, though it would be a good challenge for you to see that you can just work on this, though I might just use the third party. There are so many choices up to the at this point. We have so many choices, but we can just use React Flowbyte. Let me just see if we just say React Flowbyte. Okay, there is React Flowbyte. There are so many choices here. Could just get the one that you think can be very easy to that is very easy to do. There is also, I think, float UI components. There is also the easy UI components. There is also shard. All these ones, they will give you the, if you just go to this one, just go to quick start, maybe quick start, you have to install, I think, this they have even for Next.js, but the only thing I think you just need to do is simply, so you can see install Flowbyte. So you have to install Flowbyte and Flowbyte React. Okay, and then in the config we have plugins, then we have auto prefix, and then this one, then you're supposed to have in the plugins you require the plugin of Flowbyte, and that's the only thing you just have to do. The only thing, we just need a component on the other side. If you came to this one, if you also go to components, you can just compare and see which one is beautiful, which has a nice one, and then you install that one. It doesn't matter, you just can come on these ones. And Accordion is, all of them, they always have. Accordion is one thing that for sure most of these ones provide out of the scratch. Okay, so you just come here, if you just go to these ones and you see Accordion must be also there. You see here on frequently asked questions, on frequently asked questions, they have this they must be having it here. Yeah, so they have this. I think this is the one that we need. Let's first look at the one of Flowbyte. So I'm just going to go to components. I'm just going to scroll to Accordion, which is always the first. Let's first see how theirs looks like. I have this, which is really the same thing. Okay, I think they have this same thing, so you can just choose whatever you want to install. So there is this, and I don't know if this one you can just simply copy the code and it will simply work. If you just go to code here, they show you how to use it. I always just don't like using these guys. They use a lot of href and blah blah. So you can just use any one. Even if you just go to shard, the one thing they have is, if you go to components here, and I think Accordion is always the first, and you can see they also have the Accordion working really swiftly. Okay, so you can just see, and they also have the installation there, and then they also have the usage. Okay, they have the usage. I'm just going to go with Flowbyte. right now. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is just simply go to the installation part. So let me just go here on the installation. There is even Flowbyte Next Starter. I'm just going to go to install these two. Don't know why we are seeing these ads. I'm just going to install Flowbyte and Flowbyte React. We already have Tailwind and Auto Prefixer installed. So go down here. I'm just going to say npm install these two, Flowbyte and Flowbyte React. So as they're installing, let's just for us be doing these other things. For instance, requiring this plugin. So you can see they tell you what to put in this. You have the module export, just copy these plugins. So Ctrl C, okay, just Ctrl C and just go to the plugins. Where are we? So just go to Tailwind config. So here on the Tailwind config, so just go to the theme plugins, just replace this with this plugin. Okay, so next, as it is installing, we're just going to create a component where we are going to use the FAQ. So a new component, just come here and just say FAQ.jsx, just like that. And you can just go to the pricing component and you can just copy this. You can just get this first part here. Is going to be exactly the same with these headings and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to copy this. Okay, from the pricing, just go to this RFCE, just RFCE, and it gives us the boilerplate. And sometimes it can fail to come, more especially I think if sometimes it can be the machine. I think maybe the machine is also not loading the extensions very well and so forth, so on. You can see it always just lags to when you are coding for some long hours. So what I'm just going to do is just going to the pricing. So instead, I'm just going to copy everything. So come and paste them in this. Just change the component, change this to FAQ. So just change this FAQ just like that. And then now we can remove the parts we don't need, more especially starting from this grid. So we don't need this grid. Remove this, and then let's put the heading here. So we have frequently asked questions, just like that. Frequently asked questions. So just plug it here, and then this p tag is not needed. So just like that, you already have this. Let's put it into the page. After pricing, we have FAQ. Okay, so just put that FAQ, and let's see. Just go back here and let's see our FAQ, how it is going to look like. Okay, so it is there, and let's give it a background. This one has a background of white. So go to FAQ. So first close all these ones. Pricing, features, page. Just close this, some of these things, so that we have a breathing space. So I have now to concentrate on this, only this one, FAQ. So just give this one as background white. So just say BG white. Okay, just give BG white and let's just see now. So this one should be now bg white. After that, yep, so you have this bg white. Okay, and it seems like it has more padding, so here you can just make it 24. Okay, instead of 16, let's make it 24. Padding y, let's keep this one to 8. So let's just add the accordion. So remember, we have successfully installed these two packages, the Flowbyte and the Flowbyte React. Okay, and according to the instructions, that is all we need, I guess. Let me just check. Where is Flowbyte React? What? So it is here. So you see, after you have done this, everything is done. Now you can start using it. Okay, you can start using it. So just go to Accordion. I don't know what I can do to remove these ads. So the only thing we just need, import Accordion and then start using it here. So just see this sample code, just copy this. Now we don't want this whole thing, we just only want this part of return, and just only copy Accordion. So you can just copy this boilerplate code up to this Accordion, Ctrl C or right click copy. Now there is collapse all things. We're just going to use the basic one. Okay, we just continue using the basic one. I don't know why I clicked to bring these. Let me refresh, maybe they can go away. Okay, so you just come here, there is a default accordion. Okay, and then there is the one here, they're saying collapse all. And then I think the default one, there is one that is open, one is by default open, which is okay. Just use this first one, the default one. So I've just copied that code. So you could just plug it in as a component and obviously make it as actually a component, accordion, or you could just call it FAQ, maybe what, but just call it accordion.jsx RFC. Okay, RFC, and this in the return, let's put this accordion. So just go ahead and let's import accordion. So get this from Flowbyte. You can just see here on the default, you get the accordion from React, and you have to use the use client. So you can just copy these two, use client and import accordion. That is the only thing you want, and that's why I used only the Flowbyte. The usage of this, you only need the one thing. If you look at shared and that, you bring in a lot of stuff, but this one keeps it very simple for sure. So I think that's the only thing we need. Now we can just plug in our accordion, and since there is accordion, let's rename this FAQ accordion, or could just say accordion FAQ. Just say accordion FAQ, just like this. And even on this name, I'm just going to add accordion FAQ, frequently asked questions. So I just go and import this into the FAQ. So down here, I'm just going to put a div. Okay, I'll just put a div, and inside this div, I'm just going to plug in the accordion. So I'm just going to say accordion. Okay, just want to import this accordion FAQ, and it seems is not loading it. Let me just first check if our import everything is okay. Export import accordion FAQ. come here and let's just say bring in Accordion FAQ, just like that. Okay, and make sure that let's first check if the everything is okay, and let's just see how it is going to render here just in a second. Okay, it seems it is not loading. I'm not sure if everything is okay. Let's just load and see. Okay, seems to has loaded, and let's see if it is working. Yeah, we have some errors. Let's first look at the errors. Hydration failed because the initial UI does not match what was rendered on the server. So there is a lot of manipulation that is going on. Expected service email containing blah 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 blah. Yeah, so these are the problems that normally happens, but let's see if the functionality is working. Yeah, it seems like the opening and what is working properly, but it seems like the CSS of Flowbyte is not rendering. Let's first see if we have anything else. We just actually only need to import just that. How comes it is not bringing the stuff? It is not rendering the CSS correctly. I don't know why is not rendering the CSS correctly. I use client. Let's go and check. So we have the panel, and then we have all these things going on. We could actually just have only one. So just say panel. So you just have only like one or two, just like this. And just can remove this one. Okay. Could have this one, and let's see. Oh yeah, then where is it? Just go back here. We still have all these weird problem. Maybe just I don't know why the CSS styles are really not working very well, but the problem seems to have gone, and even the styles have changed. Maybe we had to, since we changed it, actually we had to restart the server. We changed something in the tailwind config. Let me just restart. Just come to this here. Let's try Ctrl C. So I'm restarting the server since we changed some things in the tailwind config. So just try to change this. Try to stop the server and run it again, just like this. And you notice in the 13.5, Next.js is really running much faster, like having much starting times than how it used to be in the 13.4. Yep, so as we're just waiting, let's just wait for a second. Okay, so it is starting here. It is starting. Let's just wait. And you can see we built this whole nice UI in really no time. Okay, so just look, we did a great job. This is really nice. building all these, and they are responsive. So the only part that we don't have is responsive is only this the header, but all other parts are really just responsive. I really like that. Okay, I just like that. So okay, so it is ready. So refresh. Let's refresh. Meanwhile, you can just create this array. So all these ones are supposed to be in an array. I'm just going to create for a few. So just create this. How can I create? So just going to get for a few of these ones. Okay. So inside this page here, just come here and say const FAQs. So just say FAQs is equal to an array. And then in this array, you can just have the title, okay, and then the description. So title and the description. So you can just have the description here. Description. Okay. So you just have click on it, just copy this description. So just paste this here, and let's duplicate this. So just going to put like 4 of them. Make sure you have a comma here. So just copy this about 4 times. I just not going to put all. You can just go and put 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Let's see if you have commas. So there is a comma here. There is a comma here. Sorry. Just there is a comma there. And then lastly there is a comma here. Okay, just like this, we have everything now, right? So just go ahead and actually get all these. So the second one is this. So that is the second one. So just scroll up. So this is the first. This is the second one. Just paste this here, and then just grab the description. And all these text they put just to help them on search engine optimization. So when you're creating a SaaS like this one, you need to be having high search. You need really search engine optimization, because people will be searching for this service, and you need to come in the searches. So you put as much text as possible. So you see they have a lot of sections, and really they are repeating the same thing, invoice generator all the time, so that people who are searching for the invoice generator, they can find you in the searches. Okay, that's why you see them having the invoice generator many times. Okay, so I'm just putting this. You don't need to copy from these guys. Just you can sit down and create some content. Okay, we are using this for educational purposes, by the way. Although in the future you might just customize this to actually be an actual SaaS, and then like we make it also free people to use. Okay, yeah. So I'm just here now, just customizing this, and this was the last one. Sorry, let me just go and copy again. In the description, there is this. Can remove this, clicking on the option of download. So if we just want it, just put like that. Okay, so this is all, and then just come here on these accordions, and then we're just going to simply duplicate. We don't need all these panels, we just simply need only one, and then just do a for each a loop. So just say faqs dot map, and we access the FAQ and its index, and then here let's just return. So just return, and we are returning this accordion panel. Okay, so returning the accordion panel, and then this we're just going to replace this with the FAQ.title, and then also this one by FAQ.description. So this one, just going to say FAQ.description. Okay, so now there can be many paragraphs, but we're just going to take a simple one as one paragraph. You could just go ahead and also take the description as an array, and then you can have as many things as possible, but just take a simple approach. Okay, we're just having here this. First of all, let's give it a max width. So the accordion, instead let's put it in where we are just using it here in the FAQ. Just come here and let's give it a max width, max. Okay, so you can just say max width of maybe log, let's just say md, and we see if that one is going to be so small. So you can just give it a size to occupy. Okay, I think this is so small. Let's just try log. Just try log. Okay, maybe let's just say 2xl. Don't know if that is so big. Let's see that one. Yeah, I think that one is okay. Okay, then at the end we can just put maybe a border. So let's just go to the accordion itself, and then let's try putting what at the end. Let's try putting like a border or something at the end of this. I don't know if I just give this p tag FAQ, they have given it this margin bottom. I don't know why then you need this. You need a p tag inside the p tag. Let's just go and give first of all a margin. There is a margin bottom. Let's increase this margin bottom to 6, and let's also give a border bottom, okay, of maybe 1. Just try 2, maybe just 1, and border color, border slate, maybe 400. Let's see how it looks like, and maybe probably we actually just need it between. This line is not necessarily needed just inside. Maybe you could just actually put it outside. Okay, the border we could just put it on the whole accordion itself. Maybe I don't know if we could just wrap this accordion in some other container. Okay, let me just see. Maybe the panel. I'm not so sure. I just give a key first of all here, key of I. This one we don't need this. We don't need the border onto this one. Can just remove that. Just leave it with only that. The only thing we just need maybe is, so we could just actually inspect this and we get a class we can customize, I guess. So you can just inspect F12. Let's just do some inspection. Okay, so let's do some inspection of elements here. So when you just click this and then just come to this whole panel, let's just see. So we have this max width, and inside then we have this 4-byte accordion. And this one is the button. Okay, that is the button. And then there is this data test ID 4-byte accordion, and it is having this colors. I only think you can just like customize that, but what we want is to give like margin bottom. Let's try to put a wrapper onto this. I'm not sure if that one is going to work completely. I'm not so sure. Let's just put here dot, for instance, margin bottom of 6. Okay, and so let's put this, and that means the key should be on this. Just remove this key and put it here. I'm not sure if that one affects the flow of this, but seems it gave the margin, but then the whole thing got actually broken. We cannot do that. I guess we cannot. We have to work with maybe the classes that they gave, and I don't know if I just gave this a class name. Let's just see this, and the same margin of bottom 6. So I'm giving the panel a class name. It doesn't. Okay, so we have the accordion working properly, but it doesn't look so nice. Okay, I don't like it. On the other hand, you can also try this float UI. We could try this here, and we see how it works. By the way, we have so many choices. So there are these ones, and they already have a lot of stuff here. They already have this everything just done. You can just, I think down they have even the lists. They have put already the question answer for you. So the only thing you just need is to copy it. So just copy this. Okay, I would just make a duplicate of this. So just copy and let's paste. I'm just like going to see if I compare and I see what would do. So we have this copy now. I'm just going to rename this accordion, and this one I'm just going to call this one accordion. This is float. So yes, I'm calling it accordion float, and let me just go and bring this code of theirs. It has a lot of things, but yes, we can just see how we can work with it. So first of all, they have this component, and then they have this one. They are a exporting default. Okay, export default here. So we have this, and then they are also returning this section that is containing the accordion. Actually, they have the list and they have everything. So they put this in they whole already have the whole thing, the whole, even including the section. Okay, so they said export default function. I'm not sure if they are. So we have answer ref. They have these things here, handle, and then they have this where they are manipulating the height. When you click, if the state, you see they're having this state and they are managing all this state manually. This can be a good thing for learning. You can see they have all these things they are manipulating. They have the state and they have the height. If you can click, it increases the height. And then they have also this list here. Okay, let's try to get it imported. They called it FAQ card. FAQs, this is the card they are bringing. They're using this card, I think, into this one. Yeah, they are mapping the card, FAQs card, and they are giving it that. So just give this one export default function. So you could just say export default function, and then you can just put here export default function. The function, just give it accordion a float. Okay, and this is a function, and this should be it. Just come copy this, go to page, and let's first put this one off, and let's put this, get it from components, just like that, and let's see how it looks like. If it is doing much far better, then we have to put use client. That is for sure. Just go to accordion. So on top here, just put use client. We are using a lot of hooks, so this is use client. So just use client. Let's see if you have other errors. Okay, they're saying you are importing a component that needs use state. It works in a client component, but on a point marked as use cancel, they are server components by default. You're importing a client that needs use state, but we already have here the use client. I don't know what that one mean. And we could just put this, all these refs also in the other stuff, but import use state, maybe one of these should be marked as a client entry with use client. So we have accordion float or app page.js, but accordion float, I've marked it float, I've marked it use client here. Okay, let's save this. Maybe, I don't know if it is not responding. Okay, seems the problem is solved. Let's scroll to the FAQ section. Okay, so we have this one, and it is working very well. So this one is much better. Yep. Okay, so we are just going with this one. So finally, we just use the one from float. Okay, this one looks good. So what we only just need to do is to plug in hours. Instead of using this one, I'm just going to use hours. Okay, just go to Accordion FAQ. Just simply copy our FAQs. So just copy this, Control C. So go to this Accordion float. So down, just minimize this. So down here, they have this FAQ list. So just replace this list. You see in the list, they have this object, and in each object they have question answer. Okay, so what we can just do is just replace this list with our list. Okay, and then just go to this where they are mapping through. First of all, we are mapping through now the FAQs, and then we get our item. Okay, now we could just change on this item. Just go inside this item in the card. So just go inside the card. Now in the card they were just only having a answer, and so here question, this one is the title. Okay, FAQs list title. Really, I saw this was supposed to be an item. What is the prop here? So just look at the prop that is coming into this. They have the props and they are getting FK list and this. So you could just call this here. You could just call this one as, you could just leave it like that. FAQ, just leave it like that, so that we just know that is the thing. So here is the title. So just click the title, and down here just go where there is answer. This is description. Okay, it's just a matter of just knowing what you are entering here. So you see they are having in the card, FAQs card, they are getting props. They are not destructuring them from here. Okay, so when they get the props, they destructure them here. They get the list and the index. This is the index from the props, and then they start here in the rendering. You see they have this dot. So this is the only thing we just need to do, only that. We just replace wherever they had that. So just go now. We should now have the same thing, but now rendering hours. So you see, how can I make the invoice free? And it is already working. The only thing we can just work on is making this one much maybe bigger. Answer all questions. Answered all questions. Still confused? Feel free to contact us. So you can just increase this. Here you can just make this text for Excel. Okay, and then on small screen, so this one just say MD, and then the small screen, let's change this to text to Excel, just like that. And this should be now just working really well. Okay, let's just see the responsive of it, and the responsive is also working so fine. So this is great. Okay, we have this is working so fine. Okay, so we have come to the end of this. I feel like we have done a lot of things. We still have things that are not done. For most especially, we want to add the footer and the header. So in the next episode, I'm just going to start on the header. I will make the header responsive, and then I will also make the footer, and then we start on the part of actually working on the invoice itself. Okay, thank you so much for watching this episode. See you in the next one.